Let's be real for a second. It's 3 in the morning. Your desk is buried under 3 different half-empty energy drinks, a stack of heavily highlighted syllabi, and your laptop looks like an absolute crime scene with 47 open tabs. You're trying to prep for a midterm that starts in exactly 5 hours, and right now, your brain is completely fried. You try asking a standard AI chatbot for help, but it gives you this massive, generic wall of text that reads like a Wikipedia entry written by a lawyer. It doesn't actually help you learn anything. It just hands you a prepackaged answer. And honestly, that's terrifying, because a flat answer won't help you when you're staring at a blank exam sheet tomorrow morning. But what if you could take every single piece of your actual course material, your professor's messy lecture PDFs, those blurry photos you took of the whiteboard on Tuesday, your own chaotic notes, and lock an AI inside that specific box? No internet noise, no generic hallucinated nonsense, just a hyper-focused study partner that knows your exact syllabus better than you do. Well, Google has been quietly re-engineering Gemini using something they call LearnLM, specifically to stop giving you flat answers and actually start teaching you. Today, we are looking at how this shifts how you study, how you prep for exams, and how you eventually land a job. So the idea is, wait, let me back up a second. Most people use AI like a slot machine. You throw in a prompt, you pull the lever, and you pray the output matches what your professor actually wants. It's a massive gamble. What we're seeing now is a shift toward dedicated notebooks. Instead of toggling between Slack, Discord, and Google Drive, you can build a personal study command center right inside the interface. You upload your specific lecture slides, your readings, even those chaotic half-sentence bullet points you typed while half asleep during a 9 a.m. seminar. Once those files are in, something vital happens behind the scenes. The AI shifts its grounding entirely to your uploaded materials. That means if you ask it a question about economic theory, it isn't pulling from some random blog post it found on the public web. It is pulling strictly from page 42 of your professor's textbook. If a concept isn't in your syllabus, it won't try to fake it. I dug into how this handles messy data, and what I found surprised me. Even if your uploaded notes are an absolute disaster of typos and fragments, the system connects the dots because it possesses the context of the entire course layout. It turns your chaotic data into a pristine, searchable database. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, great, so it summarizes my homework. Big deal. Any basic chatbot can do that if I copy-paste enough text. Fair point. But here is where the math stops making sense for traditional chatbots, and where Google's LearnLM model takes over. If you ask a standard AI to solve a complex calculus problem, it usually just spits out the final answer. Great for copying, terrible for passing an in-person test where your phone is locked in your backpack. Gemini's guided learning features don't just hand you the solution. It uses a Socratic method. It actively pushes back. It asks scaffolding questions to make sure you actually comprehend the core concept before you move to the next step. It's like having a remarkably patient tutor sitting next to you at 2 in the morning who refuses to let you take the lazy way out. For active recall, which science constantly tells us is the only real way to make information stick, you can tell the system to build interactive flashcards or comprehensive study guides straight from your uploaded syllabus. It builds the quiz, tests you, tracks where you stumbled, and then rewrites the next round of questions to target your specific weaknesses. It forces your brain to do the heavy lifting, which is exactly what you need when the real exam paper lands on your desk. But let's say you aren't studying for a math test. Let's say you have a 15-page research paper due, and your grammar is, well, let's call it highly experimental. This is where you can use the system as a virtual peer reviewer. You don't just upload your draft, you upload your professor's actual grading rubric alongside it. You can literally ask it, where am I losing points based on this specific rubric? And it will point directly to a paragraph and say, hey, your argument in section 3 is weak because you didn't provide historical data to back up your claim, which violates section 2 of your rubric. And yeah, I hear you. We've all seen AI make up facts and attribute them to fake studies. It's infuriating. But because this setup can tie back into Google search, It can cross-reference your claims against live web data, pulling reliable citations and sources to verify your numbers before you hand the paper in. It's like having an editorial assistant checking your work before your professor ever sees it. Let's pan out for a moment. School doesn't last forever, even if it feels like it when you're trapped in a 3-hour lecture on fluid dynamics. Eventually, you have to clean up your resume and try to convince someone to actually pay you money. Transitioning to the professional world is where things get messy. Writing cover letters is arguably one of the worst experiences known to humanity. Setting this up felt like assembling IKEA furniture with instructions translated from Swedish into Klingon by someone who'd never seen a screwdriver. It's painful, it's awkward, and you never know if you're striking the right tone. You can pull integrated workspace tools to scan a specific job description and completely polish your resume sections to match. Not by lying or inventing fake experience. Don't do that. You'll get caught immediately. But by translating your academic projects into terms recruiters actually care about. If you spent a semester building a web app in VS Code with the Dracula theme open at 2 a.m., it helps you reframe that from class project to full-stack development lifecycle experience. You can even run full mock interviews. You paste the internship posting, tell the AI to act like a hiring manager, and it will generate tailored interview questions. You type or speak your responses, and it gives you real-time feedback on your tone, where you rambled, and how to tighten your answers. It's a low-stakes environment to completely eliminate those interview jitters before you walk into the real room. Which brings us to the logistics, the guardrails, and the stuff you actually need to know so you don't get kicked out of school. Google is rolling out a specific Gemini certification for students. It's a quick, 1-hour course through Google for Education designed for both K-12 and college students. It covers prompt engineering, how to navigate tools like NotebookLM, and critically, how to use AI responsibly without committing academic dishonesty. Because let's face it, copy-pasting an entire AI response into your portal is an incredibly fast way to get a 0 and an uncomfortable meeting with the dean. Now, let's look at the access rules because they are quite specific. The standard app is open to anyone over the age of 13. But if you want to use the really heavy-duty features, like deep research modes or advanced workspace integrations, you generally need to be 18 or older. Looking ahead, this is the trajectory of digital learning. But take it with a grain of salt. If the current physics of large language models hold up, we are moving toward an ecosystem where your study tools don't just react to what you give them. They will predict where you're going to struggle based on your past performance across an entire semester. We aren't fully there yet, but the foundation is being laid right now with localized grounding. Here on TechX24 Live, we look at where the tech is actually useful today, not just the marketing hype. At the end of the day, an AI tool is only as smart as the person directing it. It's not going to take the test for you, and it's definitely not going to do the hard work of understanding the material for you. But if you use it to lock down your syllabus, quiz your weak points, and proof your work against a rubric, you might actually get a couple of hours of sleep before that morning exam. Drop a comment below. Are you using notebooks to study yet? Or are you still trapped in tab hell? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.